just under a minute to go.
So I think about 5, like a 3 or 4. If I roll a 3 or 4, I'm gonna win.
Yep.
But it's not my turn yet. Right. Oh, this is the one where you gotta.
8, 7, 6, 5.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Horrible Games. Up on the docket today, we have Resident Evil 4 Remake, New Game Plus Glitchless, with Abby. Abby, if you want to go ahead and take it away.
All right. Fear not, everybody, that I am currently sitting in, like, a load screen. There's a point to this, everybody. The point for this is so that auto-aim doesn't activate itself, because this game really loves activating auto-aim if you're starting from the normal screen. So that's why we're here, because for some reason it stays off if you do it like this. So without any further ado, in 3, 2, 1, let us begin the run. Alright, so obviously this takes place in 2004. For anybody that doesn't know Resident Evil lore, the first 3 games, my apology, actually the first 4 games, if we're counting Code Veronica, take place in 1998. It's just that Code Veronica takes place in December. And then Resident Evil 4 here is in 2004, and there's going to be a bunch of things we're going to see that I don't think existed in any form or fashion in 2004. But then again, what do I know? Because I was not a government agent in 2004. So, the president's daughter has been kidnapped, oh no, and Leon here, one of the survivors from the game you just saw, from Resident Evil 2, is now working directly under the president to go find his daughter. By the way, this is Japanese dialogue because Japanese is best and offers no, like, time save or anything. It's just best. And this is Leon's evil costume from the deluxe edition. I just really like this costume, so I use it all the time. And back when I was, you know, using Scene Ashley, it worked pretty well. Leon's about to get himself into some trouble. We need to switch to the shotgun, though, because we have to deal with this gentleman, and unfortunately, the rocket launcher has a bit of, like, oh no, Leon's afraid, so that's why we do that. We're then going to pull out the sniper rifle, because that's the next gun we need as we run up the stairs. Oh yes. And then we're going to open the door, skip the cutscene. It's better to pause and hit the button, because if you don't pause, you have to, like, hold the button, which was a really weird decision in my opinion. Cutscenes, of course, pause the IGT. This game is timed by IGT, but for our purposes, we need RTA, so we're going to do that. For those who don't know what RTA is, it stands for real-time attack, which means real-time. IGT stands for in-game time. I don't think a lot of people know what those terms mean, so I'm here for educational purposes as well as running game very, very fast. Stick to the left because, obviously, Bear Trap, it wants to slow us down. And also, fun fact that you may have noticed on your first playthrough is there's a bunch of severed heads sitting on top of this gate, and one of them does fall down, which we just saw there. Alright. So I'm incorporating a new strat that I just learned like 3 days ago, because we have to hit the church bell, which is why we have the sniper out. But did you know you could hit the church bell while still on the ground? So we're gonna do this. Please be nice to me. There we go. Okay, and then can I get this window to explode? Come on. No, I can't. I missed my shot. How unfortunate. And of course, the "where's everybody going?" bingo line still does exist. There's a lot of lines from the original game that don't exist, but surprisingly, they exist in the trophies/achievements. For example, your right hand comes off. It's a trophy in this game, which is kind of weird. It's like, why make reference to it instead of just having the lines actually said? So we're going to blow that up to open the door. Hopefully I killed the person upstairs. Sometimes you can kill 2 of them. And also the game likes to do this thing where it really wants you to pay attention to the fact that a cow head is coming through with a giant hammer trying to kill you. And it's like, game, can you please not do that and allow me to just escape? Very, very bad. Alright, here we go. We're going to put that on. And then hopefully I've got some good RNG on my side, because we're gonna go in reverse and go the way you're supposed to go for this, which is down here and back through, because apparently it is slightly faster, provided I don't blow myself up, of course. Oh, but it turns out that this guy was waiting for me the entire time anyway, so it wouldn't have been time efficient. Oh well. Run like the wind we must. There we go. So that guy doesn't have a chance to hit us with the machete. I'm switching back to the shotgun because there's a pitchfork person around the corner, and if they are charging at you, they kind of like, I don't know, they're like heat-seeking missiles and will always find you and stab you, and every time you get stabbed, the game likes to play a little miniature cutscene, and it's kind of really bad and disappointing. Of course, they're also going to try to blow something up, but because we go down this path, Leon's completely unaffected by it, so isn't that nice? Here's the person I was mentioning. There she is going into charge mode. If she doesn't go into charge mode right away, there is a good chance you can just walk by her, but because that happened, we do have to do explosions. And by explosions, I mean use a shotgun. However, we're back to the rocket launcher because we need to blow up inside of a hut because there's a bomb and a bear trap. Always a good time. So there we go. And then we have some nice gentlemen that are going to say something that is not really what it sounds like. I'll let you all use your imagination as for what they could possibly not be saying. Cut the lock off the door. And cut that. And then we have to push the bookcase. They didn't really change a lot in this game in terms of like what's happening. We're going to save Lewis first. This guy's doing his thing. We're just gonna rip these boards off. I don't understand how stomping the boards allows Leon to rip them off, but I don't know. I'm not a physics major. I'm not even a physics minor, to be fair. I didn't take science in school, okay? Alright, here we go. Unlocking Lewis, we've now been captured. The game also likes to do this ridiculous screen instead of just me hitting the circle button to just leave the menu. No, you have to hit X, then you have to hit down, and then you have to hit X again. Really inconvenient stuff for speedrunners. And of course, Leon just said, oh no, they took all my gear. But Leon, if they took all your gear, how are you still communicating with the United States government via what looks like FaceTime? Again, I don't think FaceTime or anything like it existed in 2004, even for the United States government. But again, I could be wrong. Alright, here we go. We're avoiding everything. It is faster to not deal with any of these guys and just jump over. So that's what we're gonna do. We are going to get our gear back. It's just behind a locked door, so we're just running. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. On PC, you can actually get away with that on 3. Alright. There we go. And then, there we go. Nicely done. Again, we kind of used to grab the knife from one of the corpses to be able to cut one of the bear traps, so that way we wouldn't get caught by it. And there's our good friend the merchant. What are you buying? Welcome. Ah, got some rare things on sale, stranger. Unfortunately, he's much more annoying in this game, from what I understand. I've never played this game in English, by the way. So yeah, I don't really have any opinions on the English voice cast because I kind of prefer to play games in Japanese. Ow, sir, could you not punch me? It'd be really appreciative. Ow, please don't stab me either. This game is real fickle when it comes to speedrunning it, because if you get grabbed or anything like that, it's an instant game over. Fun fact also, I don't know why they made the merchant sound Australian, but he's Canadian, the voice actor is. So it's kind of really weird that they didn't hire someone from Australia, they hired a Canadian to do a fake Australian accent. Don't know why. Because I had a couple of friends in Australia who were like super pumped and they thought he was actually Australian. And it's like, I hate to break it to you, it's a Canadian doing a fake accent. Sorry, guys. Alright, there we go. As for the people speaking Spanish, I don't know if they're native Spanish speakers or not. By the way, this game takes place in Spain, so you're looking at European Spanish, which is different from South American Spanish / Mexican Spanish. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is, but there is a difference. Kind of like how French is different in Canada and in France. So here we go. Running. Also, if you do play this in the Spanish dub, it still won't subtitle what the villagers are saying. Just a fun fact. I checked it for a brief second just to see what was up, and yeah. Alright, here we go. Turning. Again, we're gonna come across Mr. Salvador again, even though I skipped him the first time. Dodging. He's gonna blow himself up. Alright. By the way, he's still alive. He doesn't die from the... Oh! I forgot about that one. As they say in a different, you know, game series, don't get too cocky, Star Fox. And that's precisely what we did. We got too cocky. For our own good. Alright, we need plant. Armadillo. Baby. Grab the crystal marble, which unlocks the door upstairs. Now, for some reason, this gentleman comes out with a parasite, which usually that parasite only shows up if he's injured. We never injured him. He just kind of always spawns in. I may have done this wrong. There we go. Okay. I was able to recover that. That puzzle can be a bit finicky. So it's like... Ah. Alrighty then. That's the end of Chapter 2. Also, I'm sorry everyone who is very much a fan of animals. But we're gonna have to do some things that aren't very pleasant. As you may hear in just a moment. So, a dog gets caught in a bear trap. We kind of gotta leave him alone for the speed run. Sorry, everybody. But also, there is another thing that is possibly coming up. Although, I think if Dr. Salvador doesn't spawn in the village, we're okay? I think? Don't quote me on that. Right, here we go. We're going to aim at that roof, causing giant explosions. Oh good, the cow is not on fire. That was the other thing that I was going to be very bad about, is the cow being on fire. But huzzah, the cow is saved. Unfortunately, the doggo is trapped forever, and won't help us later on, though in the speed run, he never really shows up even if we do save him. Alright, here we go, going in. We're about to meet our merchant friend again, as he's kind of got himself a little picnic table and vendor spot going on. I don't know if he has a banquet being prepared or not, but he's, like, got a picnic area for some reason. And now we're coming up on the church. Gonna say hello to this guy. Just kind of walk past him. There we go. We're gonna open the gate. There we go. Hunnigan's gonna come in and talk, but we are gonna skip that. Of course we are. Alright. Going down. Now there is a way you can, like, go down holes faster, but it involves the knife and it's a little tricky, and I don't know if it's been patched out, because I've never seen anyone do it. on current patch. I've seen people do it on PC runs, and PC runs go unpatched, as far as I'm aware. Just ignore these guys. A lot of the time you can just ignore people, which is nice. Sir, I'm not letting you hit me with the sickle. I didn't appreciate getting hit with the sickle earlier. Again, there's the charging. Again, if they are charging, it is best to just shoot them. Otherwise, you're gonna get hit. There we go. We're gonna be coming back through this area. And unfortunately, we now have evil dogs to deal with, as well as crows. Crows just can kind of give you items and whatnot, and usually can be taken care of with a flash grenade, but they don't really bother us, so we don't bother them. I think in any percent they do, however, because they drop very specific items that are needed for the run. But we have an infinite rocket launcher, we don't really need items. Alright. If there's any donations, now would be an okay time.
There is not, but we do just want to say that if you want to see Horrible Games as a marathon grow and just help more people in general, free feel to drop a Prime sub. All money from subscriptions basically go right into the marathon to basically make it better. You know, I could have just said better. I just didn't want to say better for some reason. It makes it better. Also, I just wanted to ask you, like, why do we have an infinite rocket launcher? It's just really funny that we just have it.
Because if the original had it, the remake's gotta have it. It makes boss kills really easy, because all bosses pretty much die to it in one hit, which is nice.
That is very nice, I would say.
Yes. So right now we're in the fish farm. We needed to grab some gas for a boat. Also another cow head showed up. We dealt with him. We're gonna jump here because it's better than going through the alternative, which is having to explode more people. This guy's gonna try to hit me, so we're gonna hit him first. Again, a lot of attacks can be dodgeable. The thing that makes this run so volatile is the fact that if you get grabbed once, your run is basically over at a certain point. Like, if you want to, like, get a PB, a lot of the time, you gotta be like, oh, I've gotta play perfectly. Oh, I got grabbed? Well, darn, I guess we're resetting. Now, this fellow coming up is the only boss we can't kill with the infinite rocket launcher, and is also a great run killer, believe it or not. That's right. It's everybody's favorite salamander. Del Lago is back, and just as annoying as he was in the original. There we go. He takes a lot of harpoons, which we also have infinite, but that's also in any percent. The game was very generous in making sure that we just had infinite ammo for this boss fight. Because why not? I missed my shot. Hooray, I missed my shot. Alrighty then. Keep turning. There you are. That's right, you eat those spears. Fun fact, a lot of people think he's a fish, but he's just a salamander. If you unlock his model, you can actually see his feet. He's kind of an adorable little monster, he is. Please hit him, Leon. I missed every one of those shots. Oh, hooray, we got the kill anyway, though. Alright. So that's the end of Chapter 3. I mean, if you get to the jumping stage of the fight, there would be free Del Lago feet, but, you know, we didn't get to the jumping section because no jumping section. Alright, we need the rocket launcher because one of the great things about the rocket launcher is the fact that we can deal with the first parasite before it shows up. There's a little mini cutscene that's happening here. So once Leon gets up, you can see the game kind of already starting it, but by exploding that, it stops the cutscene from playing because obviously it's dead. Ow! And he can just keep moving. Granted, he can't run till we kind of fully turn that corner like you saw. And now it's time to get 2 statue heads that somehow bleed. I don't know how they bleed, but they're gonna bleed. There we go. Again, by looking at that wall, it will update our map, but since we know where we're going, we're not gonna do that. Alright, so here's the plan. We're changing it up. Usually I would go to the hidden cave first, but we're going to the dangerous one first. Because there's one that's very dangerous, you see. Darn, I didn't get the turn. That's okay. So there's a bunch of goons here. All over the place. We're going to ignore like 90% of them. One of them's got like a stick of dynamite, one of them's trying to throw an axe. Fun fact, there is friendly fire for the enemies. But it's kind of rare for them to actually friendly fire upon each other. There's that classic line again. We want to shoot him in the leg for a very specific reason, and that's so we don't set ourselves on fire. Because he'll use his weapon and throw it down at his feet, and since we'd be running past him, we would get caught in the after explosion. Alright, there we go. Run back through. This is a bit of the riskier strat, but again, because we also hit that guy, there's less people around, and we did it. Apparently you don't want Leon rolling, because that's a bit slower. I don't know how much slower it is, and usually I don't mind it, but apparently it is slower for that to happen. Alright, here we go. We're off to Secret Island. Yes, indeed. Now, you can get a golden chicken egg, and I believe in any percent they do get the golden chicken egg for a very funny reason. One of the major bosses, later on, he takes 70% damage from the golden chicken egg. 2 golden chicken eggs will kill him. But again, we have the infinite rocket launcher, so we don't need to grab that. We just need to go into the mysterious cave. Like so. And 1, 2, 8, 2, 3. And grab head. As you can see, the statue bleeds. I'm not exactly sure how the statue is bleeding, but somehow the stone statue is bleeding. And then we're going to ride all the way back to the other cave. Also, there is a giant fish that you can kill. It's part of the merchant quest, because Capcom announced that in replacement and to make up for, what's it called? The QuickTime events, they added side quests. Now, I don't know about you, but you don't have to make up for such things. Literally no one likes QTEs. I think we would have been fine. But thank you, Capcom, for adding in fun side quests, because they're pretty great. I don't know why I hit start, but I did. It doesn't matter which head you put where, you just need to put them in, which is nice, because I feel if you had to remember which head goes where, it would be a lot more of a pain. There we go. So we're running about. Again, those little blue slips are the merchant side quests. I believe that one is for getting a golden egg, because there is a side quest where he wants a golden egg. There's also a side quest where he wants you to throw an egg at a picture of Salazar, which you cannot do until it's kind of an out-of-the-way side quest. But it's really simple, and I think it's worth 9 points, or 9 spinels. Spinels in the original game were the lowest form of currency that you could get, as they'd be worth 2,000 pesetas. Also, fun fact about this game's currency, pesetas, as we just killed the El Gigante there, and Leon mentions how he was going to be a pancake. Resident Evil really coming out with that cookbook. We got Jill sandwiches and Leon pancakes. But pesetas are what Spain used until 2002 when they switched to the euro. Now, it's just kind of funny that this game takes place in 2004 and was originally released in 2005, and they didn't switch the currency to the euro. But we are in a small rural village in Spain, so it would make sense that a small rural village in Spain would still use pesetas. There is a way to skip this transformation scene. I haven't figured it out yet. We're going to rocket him just to get him out of the way, plus get revenge for making us watch that transformation scene. And then we're going into the church. The church's puzzle is much easier in this game compared to the original. Go, opening. Oops, wrong way. We need to get the blue dial first. Blue dial is this way, Leon. There you go. Also, as I mentioned, a lot of the glitches were patched very quickly, but the community found out exactly what they did to patch, and apparently it was such a small job that they did. Like, all they did was add joints to doors, and it was just like, wow, that's all they legitimately did. That's kind of sad. I think they should have left the glitches in, because it didn't really break the game, it just made it easier. Like, there was no game-breaking glitch. There we go. But that's just my opinion. Alright. And then we're gonna meet Ashley, who is in the suit of armor, making her immortal and incapturable. However, there are two sections where you actually still need to be careful, because depending what she's doing, the game will act as if she is captured, and you will have to restart, which is really unfortunate. Also, you can find Ashley's broken phone, and if Ashley is with you, she will get really upset about it, because apparently she just got the phone. I like to pretend that it's a katana. For anybody who remembers old school phones before smartphones, back when I was in high school, katanas were all the rage. I never owned a katana myself and was very sad because my parents wouldn't let me get one. So Hunnigan's gonna call us here, and then we have yet another bookcase. I forget which company released the katana. I want to say it was Razer, but I cannot confirm. Also, that phone could also play certain games. Not that I'm a big mobile phone game player, because most of them are kind of eh. Speaking of mobile phone games, did you know that Resident Evil 4 was ported to the iPhone and iPad? Because it's true. It was also ported to the N-Gage. This game was kind of put on everything. This and Skyrim. Although Skyrim hasn't been put on a mobile phone yet. Not that you can get the original Resident Evil 4 on iPhone or iPad anymore, unfortunately. I was also told that it was a really bad port. Here we go. Also, the game really doesn't need you to babysit Ashley like the original does. You're pretty okay to just run away and continue your business. There was actually a fun glitch back where you could glitch your way through the church and just leave her in the room. You didn't even have to go in. And it was like, oh, okay. Or, well, you have to go in the room because that's how you end Chapter 4. But the point is, you didn't need Ashley. You could just leave her in the church and keep going. And the game was like, oh, okay, keep going. But we're coming up to everybody's favorite section with the cabin. And, of course, we have another one of these guys. Speaking of which, if you have Ashley close by, he can and may clothesline Ashley, which is not a lot of fun. So here we have Lewis. Again, blow up all the windows, try to get Lewis out of the way. Lewis likes to get in the way more than out of the way. Oh my god, Lewis, please get out of the way. If you would kindly. Oh, they're still not dead. The immortality on these window jumpers is kind of disrespectful. Okay, now that I've got every... Of course, another one runs up right away. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. We got a giant pile. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna keep exploding out of the window and hopefully keep everyone out. Maybe Lewis can do his job and actually shoot people, but we'll have to wait and see. There we go. Ow! I'm just doing a number on my armor right now. Ow, ow. Also, I'm using a very powerful knife. This knife is actually stronger than some guns. I was gonna say some games. Sure, the knife is more powerful than some games, I guess. Alright, we have Pigman no, that's not the Pigman. Pigmen aren't till the island. So we've dealt with him. Ashley should be coming in to our rescue. There she is. Excellent. The village is almost done. Here we go. So Ada makes her appearance in that cutscene. Lewis really wants to smoke. He's also trying to be all secretive. They actually give him a bit more of a backstory. He's still really annoying and unlikable, but they kind of try to make you feel for him, and it's like, no. No. He is Umbrella scum. He may have invented Nemesis, for all we know. Bad. Bad Lewis. Alright, so here's another section where I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to try to run through. Here we go. Don't worry about it. Thank you for getting caught. Oh yeah, that's a... Oh, fantastic. I got caught. But as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by that bear trap, enemies can get caught in bear traps as well. That was actually one of the parts where Ashley can get captured, even if she's, like, invulnerable to actually being, like, carried. If you go through that door I went through, and she's being carried for that point of a second, the game's like, hey, she's captured, game over. Which is not very nice. There is also Mendez. Mendez does not care that she is in armor. If Mendez grabs her, it is game over. And that is coming up soon, by the way. As I open this door. And we have chainsaw grandmothers. The chainsaw grannies. Who are dead. They came, they saw, they died. Alright. Switching to... Now, one thing you have to be careful about when using the shotgun is now that the Plagas have been introduced properly, is shotgun shots may summon Plaga's head, and they're not fun to deal with. Also, really hoping I don't get hit here, because if I get hit here, all the progress you saw on that bar will get instantly reset. But we did not get hit, so that's good. Also, Leon has iframes when opening doors. It's fantastic. Alrighty then, it's time for that Mendez chase in just a moment. Also the Mendez fight in general. So we're gonna fall. Also, apparently Capcom removed a feature from the base game. It can be modded in, where you could switch costumes on the fly. But for whatever reason, they decided against that in the full release. And so, if you want to change costumes, you have to like exit the game and go back in. But apparently the characters will also comment each other when they switch costumes, which is kind of cool. Ow! Pain and suffering. Alright, we're gonna go this way. That was just a bit of unlock. Alright, so Ashley's gonna stay outside. Mendez is just gonna pull his best Kool-Aid Man impression here. There he is. And hit. Now, one of the fun facts, or one of the fun things that they did is they actually had Mendez talking throughout the fight while he's transformed, which was kind of cool. So here we go. And now we're entering the castle. So we have a bit of downtime. If you have anything that you want to remind chat or any possible donations.
Oh, sure, I can do that. Just want to let everyone know that we're raising funds to Write Love on Her Arms, which is a non-profit movement, basically helping people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, suicide, things of that nature. And you know, if you know anyone struggling with that, or if you're struggling with that, just know that you're not alone. Tons of people go through it, myself included, you know. So just if you want to help out, !donate in the chat. And yeah, I also just wanted to ask you specifically what the main differences are between PC and PS4 are, and if there's not enough time, you can just ignore me and you can answer that later.
Well, I don't know about PS4 because this is PS5.
PS5. I thought you said PS4 earlier. I should have just said PlayStation.
A couple differences is obviously load times, because you know PS5 has that hard drive integration, but of course depending how beefy of a PC you have, they might be very similar. I don't have that beefy of a PC, so I was a little afraid to get it on PC. PS4 might still have a lot of load times, because I understand that RE8 was a bit ridiculous when it came to that. But PS5 seems to be rather quick, and I forgot to do something. Yay! I forgot to do something early, so I'm gonna do it now.
Just blame on me, it's fine.
I was supposed to bring this cannon up, like, way ago. So, here we go. Knock that down. And then we're gonna reload everyone's position. Now, keep in mind, if you want your run to be legal, you have to do the auto-save. If you do any other save, your run is then illegal and, like, doesn't count. But basically all that does is it resets all the enemy positions, because you might have noticed, like, 18 people around me at the time. Like, right around the cannon, and here they are. Oh, wow, I died. Hey, that was fun. That was really bad. Oops. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Don't push me. Hey, stop trying to light me on fire, please. What did I ever do to you? I should have just killed them all. But no. Okay, there we go. We made it through. Really? Luckily, I have all these heals. The game does also have DA, which stands for difficulty adjustment. The better you're doing, the harder the game is. The worse you're doing, the easier the game becomes. It's a really dumb thing, and it's existed since RE4, and it is in every Resident Evil from RE4 to Resident Evil 4 Remake. Again, it is really stupid. Capcom, please stop putting this in your video games. Please and thank you. Alright, so we're going to ignore all these gentlemen, and we're going to solve a puzzle while we wait for Ashley to open the door. because the gentleman will not be here when we come back through, and also they won't chase us to the bitter end. That's one of the things about RE4 is that, and typically all games on the RE engine, for Resident Evil anyway, is that enemies don't just continually chase you. Once you leave their area, they're kind of like, alright, I'm done, bye! And it's just like, oh, okay. And we fall through. We have our good friend, the Garrador. We murder him maliciously. And we go open the gate. See, he may be blind, but he has super hearing, you see, and can hear everything. And it's not a lot of fun. There we go. And now we're gonna climb. Ashley is coughing up blood because she's been infected with the parasite a little bit longer than Leon. So, it's taking effect. Eventually she will stab us with a knife. But we won't see that scene because we're skipping cutscenes. And now we have the classic sword puzzle. Granted, it is a lot easier in Remake than it is in 4, because in 4 OG, we actually have to do some combat. But in Remake, we just have to grab the sword, and that's pretty much it. Grab the gold. Grab the rusted. No, what are you doing? No, 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 no. Did I tell you to do that? No. Leon having a mind of his own, as you can clearly see. Bloody one in there. Grab the iron one. Put the rusted one in. I don't know if gold can actually rust. But for the purposes of this diorama, it can. I don't know why I called it a diorama, because it's probably not a diorama, but the pieces of art. There we go. So again, we solved the puzzle earlier. And there we go. And now we have the infamous water room, which is also much easier in 4 Remake than it is in Original 4. This is where runs came to die. I can assure you, just because they're a little bit easier in 4 Remake does not mean that it's not a pain. And here they come. Go. Granted, we don't have to worry about Ashley so much, so that's also kind of nice. Because worrying about Ashley makes things a little more difficult. There we go, but I'm gonna do that anyway because I was in the middle of doing that, you see. It's also a nice touch that they let you stab the Ganados when they're carrying Ashley. So if they were carrying Ashley and she didn't instantly fall anyway, you could literally run up to them, stab them with the knife, and they would go down. Sir, I do not appreciate the hands on the neck. There we go. Again, I've been kind of trying to experiment with using flash grenades. And again, the second we run up here, they stop chasing us. Because of course they do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to tell Ashley to go up here. Because this was known very early on, but for a while we would spin that first, then send her up. But there's actually enough time, even on any percent, to send her up, run over here and spin the wheel, and her still be not carried off. I'm gonna equip the rocket launcher here and fire 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry about it, Ashley. I've got this. I'm Leon S. Kennedy, government employee, survival of zombie apocalypses. suplexer of parasitic people. I don't know what exactly to call them because they are infected with a parasite, you see, and he can suplex them. It's a lot harder to suplex them in this game than it is in the original, but the upside is that you can suplex even the villagers, whereas in the original you can only suplex anybody but villagers. Actually, can you suplex the soldiers? Yes, you can. You can suplex the island Ganado. But it all starts with these guys. Leon will just sit there and German suplex them. Alright, let's go. Now, one thing that's a little easier that I just found out the other day is waiting for Ashley is actually faster than just leaving. And by waiting for Ashley, I mean waiting at this door. Huzzah.
Okay.
So, also here's a nice touch, because those who have played the original might have remembered when you catch Ashley, Leon would hold his back. Well, when she climbs on his shoulders, he holds his back. And the one time that we actually catch her, he will do the same, where he'll hold his back like he does in the OG. Because a lot of the times we don't need to catch Ashley in this game, because they made her a lot more independent, which is nice. Not a lot of babysitting is needed, like I said. And that's the end of Chapter 7. The beginning of Chapter 8 is now. Ashley has been separated from us because she's becoming more infected and stabbed Leon in the hand. It wasn't very nice. Also, an unfortunate line that's not in the game is when they jack the line, we don't get Salazar going, "We jacked the line." And then, yeah, so the game still has some humor, but a lot of humor is not here anymore, unfortunately. And now we have the Gloria Las Plagas guys, who can create Las Plagas. It sucks. Thank God he didn't punch me. Yes, everybody fall. Everybody jump down. Sir, no. No, you do not get to punch me. No punching allowed. So one of the reasons I let that cutscene play for half a second instead of just blowing him up beforehand is because it seems to work 100% of the time for blowing him up. I went the wrong way. There we go. Again, we don't need to kill everybody, we just need to kill people that are in our way, or have lanterns. Also, another thing that they changed is that Krauser no longer has a connection to Wesker and Ada / Umbrella. He is just a man who has some trauma that he's going through and remembers Operation Javier, which is from the Dark Side Chronicles of all things. Yes, they made something from Resident Evil, the Dark Side Chronicles on the Wii canon. If you're into motion sickness, by the way, the Dark Side Chronicles is for you. Now, I need you over here, I need you down here, and I need you over here, and I need you there. There we go. And now we're introduced to the third type of Plagas, the Spider Plagas, which very much operate differently than they do in the OG game. In the OG game, they just crawl around and try to attach themselves to Leon, and Leon has to use a quick time event to get them off. In this game, they will possess the enemy, as we are about to see right now. There we go. Explosions for the win. And of course, we see Mr. Merchant here. We don't pay a visit to Mr. Merchant till Chapter 11, because typically that's when my armor would normally die. Is there a reason you're not dropping that? Thank you. Now, blowing up the bridge actually has its advantages, because there was all these people behind there, so we were murdering them. Though granted, when you hit the bridge, it's supposed to drop the counterweight, in order to drop the bridge down, but for some reason the game said no. Now, one of the lovely things, and this can be done on any percent as well, is if you have either grenades or an infinite rocket launcher, provided you can hit this right. Is it this way or is it this way? Sometimes I have a bit of trouble. There we go. Shooting them through the hole. Sorry, I was trying to deal with some goons. There we go. So we're skipping a bit of puzzles, also starting the boss fight late. Fun fact, you can kill this guy with a rocket. It's beautiful. You don't have to summon the cannon, though it treats it as if he was hit by the cannon, which is hilarious. And then we're not getting rocks thrown at us anymore. Hooray. And then you have these two be these two. I'm going to hope that that worked and it caused one of the counterweights to fall, but something tells me it didn't. And that's okay. So we switch the moon to the sun so that we can climb up. Good, he decided to drop. Very nice. Switching to the shotgun for quick shots of the counterweights. Please don't hit me, thank you. Excellent. Alright, here we go, we're running. Again, we still need to use the cannon because there is yet another door. Unfortunately, rocket launchering the doors do not cause the doors to shatter. You need to use the cannons. And then we're just gonna run. And turning. Opening the door. Oh hey, look, it's the hedge maze. Some things happen in different orders, like for example, you would meet Ada originally at the hedge maze and not before the hedge maze. Also, we wouldn't have Ashley at this point, but we do now, and also we would be collecting keys to a door, whereas in this one we're lowering flags to unlock a gate. So here we go. The right way? Yes, it is. So we have all these doggos. That's the scary part, is doggos. These doggos aren't very nice. Yeah, no. Get rocketed, you dogs. You mean dogs that transform and have giant spiky tentacle tail things that pop out of your spines. Alright, here we go. There's number one. Unfortunately, those are unskippable. You have to watch those each time. Now, there's a reason I do it in the order that I do it. I take care of the other flags first, instead of doing the central flag, which has no obstacles first. And that is because, well, I'll show you in just a moment. No. All four of you hopefully died. I think I missed all but one. Sir, leave the girl alone. She's immortal. She doesn't need your crap. Alright. And hit the button. So remember the gate that fell that separated us from Ashley? Well, these guys are about to open it to try to capture Ashley. And if you're not quick enough, you will sit there and hide. Because remember how I said there are 2 instances where it'll think that Ashley's being captured? Welcome to instant number 2. So you need to kill these guys uber fast, otherwise you're doomed. Because Ashley won't be running. There we go. So Ashley will be running. But in case Ashley wasn't running, I would sit atop here and kind of use it like a sniper's nest and try to deal with whatever's keeping her from running forward. Because again, she will sit there, crouched in the same spot until all the zealots are dead. And it's not cool. And if you were to go through the door, the game would act like she was captured. I learned about this the hard way. And now we have a fun little trick that can also be done in any percent, though granted you would use grenades instead of rockets, because rockets are expensive and also take up a lot of space. So this trick right here can be done on any percent, but you would use grenades. Basically, explode this the entire time, because there's a guy that's going to pull the lever, which would drop the little bridge we're on. And we'd have to go fight a bunch of enemies and run back around and pull the lever again. But if you blow him up, he can't pull the lever, and we're good. Making this easy peasy. And then we're going off to fight the suits of armor. Also, there are still 16 chapters in the game. But chapters 15 and 16 are very short. There we go. Where are they? There they are. There we go. And here's this instant that I mentioned where it's a throwback to the original, where he's gonna grab his spine after letting her down. There you go. And there we go. And then we need her to go here, and we need us to go here. So we ring the bells, and the snake drops. And we grab the serpent's head, and then we put all 3 statues. Now, Leon is kind of dumb here. And here's why I say he's dumb. Because instead of immediately moving away from the statue, he just stands here the entire time. All of this could have been avoided if he just moved away the second he put everything in. So now he's trapped in a cage and Ashley has to go save him, so now we play as Ashley. Isn't that fun? Ashley's section is far more enjoyable in the remake than it is in the original. We can actually skip an entire part of it because we know what time it is. On hardcore and professional, the time is 7 PM on the dot. On assisted and standard, it is 11:04. So here we go, and 11:04. There we go. It's funny that that's mentioned because she's about to mention how she's so sick of armor as she's sitting in a suit of armor. Alright. Now would be some good times for any plugs or donations.
Alright, I can do that. Just wanted to remind everyone that we do have an incentive open for 50 cents blood on the stand. Take their unit bay. Currently, DJ Roo Kid is in the lead with $5, and we also have Tony Yayo and Floyd Bank. I have no idea if I said Tony Yayo correctly. But we do have that going on currently. You can give your donations in for well.
All right. So one of the things that Ashley has discovered, or can discover, is the fact that parasites don't like the blue light. And so they're all frozen up there. And now we have to put them in their correct spots. And it's really simple. We run over here, we grab the crescent moon. We put the crescent moon where the star is currently. And then we run over here and put the star in the empty spot. And remember how the camera wanted to show you the opposite direction earlier when we first fought our first cowhead man? Well, it's gonna do it again here, and it's kind of like, can you not do this? So right now we're running blind, and now we can have control of the camera. And we're just gonna crawl under here. So the way the game works is chapters 1 through 6 are the village. Chapters 7 through 12 is the castle, and chapters 13 through 16 are the island. We're about to hit chapter 10. Chapter 11 is my least favorite chapter. Does anyone want to take a guess why? It's called I have to sit there with Lewis for the entire time. So Leon and Lewis can have their bromance moments. And it's just like, can I at least use my own gun instead of your crappy one? So here we go. Did I go the wrong? No, I did not. I went the right way. For some reason, it just looked like I went the wrong way, and it was like, oh no. Please don't hit me, thank you. Please don't get stuck on the wall. Fun fact, when not in the suit of armor, one single slice is an insta-kill. It's not a very good time. Also, what captures Ashley in the game is different. In the original, it's the Novistadors when we go to their nest. In this one, it is a Verdugo, which are the right and left hands of Salazar. They kind of give the Verdugo a little extra backstory in this game as well. It is, as it turns out, it is his former butlers and handlers that are turned into the Verdugo. There we go. Speaking of the Novistadors, say hello to the Novistadors. Ow! Again, they're not very nice. They're giant bugs. Ow! They're giant bugs. They really didn't like me calling them giant bugs, but that's what they are. I'll have my revenge against them soon. So here we are in the ballroom, and, well, wouldn't you know it, Lewis stood us up. I guess there's no ballroom dancing for us. So here we go. Did I miss those two, or did I hit them? I think I hit them. Good. So blow those two up. Rather helpful. And we're gonna turn. Blowing those two up. Sometimes there can be a third that gets exploded. Oh, nice. Double kill, I think. Might have been a single kill and one person got knocked down kind of deal. They still drop gems when you kill them. Usually sapphires, though. Cat's eyes, or the gems that they drop in RE4 original don't exist anymore. So usually it's sapphires that they're dropping. is they used to drop red, green, and blue triangle things that I forget the name of. Apologize that I forget the name of them. So there we go, gates open. And as always, they will completely leave us alone once we walk through this door. Also, Salazar still taunts us, but it's like you're talking over a loudspeaker. How am I supposed to be able to hear you? And you hear me, but somehow he's able to hear what Leon says, and it's like, what? None of this makes any sense. Ow! I'm okay. There we go. And then we grab one horn. Ow! By the way, they can still hurt you, as you just saw, as they are dying. That's another thing that they added. I don't think they can do that in the original. It's been a while. Alrighty then. Gate opens. In the original, the gate would just open after they die. But in this one, they added unicorn horns. And then we have that. And then there's going to be some of our friends down here. However, we are going to equip the shotgun to deal with them rather than rocket launcher them to death, or it's just a little easier. There we go. Again, in current patch, you can still do the glitch down here. I don't know why they didn't patch this one out, but they patched all the other ones out. It might be because this glitch is a little more difficult. There we go, and he should be appearing right there. Hello. One shotgun shot will get them perfectly out of the way. So it's very nice. Right, down, a roll, fantastic. This way, going that way. Kapow! Ah, I missed. The other one's right over here. And I missed again. I am having great aim today. And there we go. 2 for 4 is not that bad. And instead of kicking, we will explode. And climb. And coughing. And turning. Oops, wrong way. God, you have to go through first. No, don't read the nitrogen sign. Leon, what are you doing? Disappointing, Leon. Now is not the time to read. It is the time for speed. Speaking of which, I am running at about 8 times more, or 8% faster speed because of the Striker charm. That's the beauty of New Game Plus, is we get to use charms. So the 3 charms that I'm currently using are the Striker charm, the Los Illuminados emblem, which gives me a 20% chance to do crits using the knife, and also making the knife cheaper to repair. So here we have the Verdugo, who is very much, you could say, inspired by Ridley Scott's Alien. So, you know, we're just dealing with legally distinct xenomorphs. And we're turning, and we're through. Elevator starts moving. Verdugo is very angry at us. Oh, you dick. Come this way. Come on. Hit the button. You prick! He didn't... What do you... What the? Oh, right, you have the ability to go through vents. I forgot about that. Ow! Get frozen. Come on. Come on. There you go. And we wait. Don't forget to stay hydrated, everyone. Very important. It is the summer months, and where I am, currently very smoky because wildfires are no joke. So, get hydrated. Air quality may be bad. You can kind of ease the pain by drinking liquids. Alright, there's Lewis. And there's the merchant. This is our first time where we're gonna talk to him. And we're gonna tune up. No merchant. There we go. Farewell. And we get to skip a bunch of stuff because once again, rocket launcher. So there will be a whole segment where I have to run around and grab things like sticks of dynamite. But check this out. Oh look, I rocketed it. So much for needing the sticks of dynamite. Fun fact, those falling rocks can kill you, so you don't want to just run past them, even with armor and everything. Depending how close you are to that explosion, the rock fall will kill you. And here we go again. And murder. And it was a 2-for-1 special. And then we pop Lewis over. There we go. Got it. Alright, and run. One of the other things that they did with the mercenaries mode of this game is they made Lewis a playable character. But unfortunately, Wesker and Ada are non-playable characters. And we don't know if that's changing anytime soon. It's kind of disappointing. Lewis is also trash in Mercenaries mode, I'm afraid. Not only is he trash in the base game, he's trash in Mercenaries. So you have to wait for him to get into the minecart before you can jump down. And I hope, chat, you're ready for a thrill ride, because it's thrill ride time. No, if you don't shoot that, you will die. You have to shoot all of those, or you'll die. So now we're just kind of auto-scrolling along, leaning to one side or the other, making sure these guys don't shoot us. You can either shoot them or shoot their cards. Cards take more hits. Shooting them exactly is a shot. There we go. I mean, it's not
Personally,
really.
I love auto scrollers. They're always the best part of speed games, you know?
If it didn't have Lewis, I could agree, but it has Lewis, so I can't agree.
It does have Lewis. That is unfortunate.
Yay! Alright. And then, come on. There you go. And, come on, there you go again. Fun fact, turning off the haptic feedback makes this so much easier. Haptic feedback is really dumb. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't help. It just makes things more difficult. Luckily, you can turn it off in the options menu. Alright. There we go. Part 1 is complete.
着いたかまさかお楽しみはこれからだ
Alright. This guy. I'm just gonna take his head off. No, sir, I will not do that. And we've gotta wait for Lewis. Once again. For part 2, and part 2 has a special guest.
それじゃ出発だ
A very special guest. Just gonna start rolling. I love how Leon freaks out about this part every time, and I'm like, Leon, you've been through so much worse. Why does this freak you out? So remember that special guest I mentioned? There he is. It's a chainsaw guy. Let's see if I can make him explode this time, like I did in my practice. Ow. There you go. I like how a single shot can cause those boards to completely explode. Something tells me that wouldn't actually happen in real life. Ah, I didn't get the explosion to go off. Boo. Basically, by exploding that barrel, the Dr. Salvador's cart is basically so weakened to the point where it takes like less than a clip to make his cart just completely implode. On professional, if he hits you once, you die. And we get the line. We will only say that if the Dr. Salvador dies. Well, at least we got through the worst of it, and Chapter 11 is almost complete. Chapter 12 is also short now that I think about it, 'cause basically all you're doing is climbing the clock tower and then fighting Salazar, and then getting to the boat. Alright. If you have anything to plug or any donations, now would be a good time.
I can do so. Just wanted to let everyone know that that Horrible Games is currently giving away multiple Steam key games. Basically, with your donation, you'll have a chance to win. I'm about to rip out some games right now. Signalis, Outlast 1, Outlast 2, Fear 1, 2, and 3, Alien Isolation, Bioshock's Complete Edition, A Plague Tale's Innocence, 60 Parsecs Among the Sheep, Bleed 2, Dark Souls 3, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Dead Rising 4, Destroy All Humans, that's a fun game, Ghost Runner, Goat of Duty, okay, Little Nightmares, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, Pumpkin Jack, great game by the way, Resident Evil 5, not to be confused with this game, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Revelations, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Remake, or Remaster,
Rehydrated?
Rehydrated, I knew it was one of those. Dude, I've seen the game too, it's so unfortunate. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Vampire, Turnip Boy Comics Tax Evasion, and Felix the Toy from XYX Game. If you're interested in any of those games, if you donate and put it towards that, you have a chance to win one of these mini games that are coming out throughout the marathon. I almost got the Rehydrate. I almost got it, and then I didn't, and it was very unfortunate, you know?
It happens.
As soon as you said it to me, I was like, no, I knew it. I knew it in my soul.
So one of the major differences in Remake and original is the fact that Krauser is the one that kills Lewis. In the original, it's Sadler. Sadler doesn't actually get that involved in this version. He kind of has been sitting on the island the entire time and communicating through the Plagas, which is very different from what happens in this game, or in the original. Also, Krauser again shows up a bit early because Krauser doesn't reveal himself to Leon, at least, until the island. And in this one, he's just like, hello, hi, I'm here to kill Lewis. And does so. Krauser's the savior of Resident Evil 4. He's the savior we needed but don't deserve. So now we're just running up and going, and we're gonna take the gondola over to the clock tower. The clock tower is also fairly different. There is no catapults firing upon us, and also Salazar's statue is different, as it does appear in this game and the original, but it doesn't try to walk towards us and crush us. It tries to set us on fire instead. However, there is a fun thing we can do, and I love doing this, and I love that it's a thing that you can do. We're gonna blow it up right now. And the thing that makes it very funny is that there's a Salazar cutscene, so it's like he's congratulating us for killing his statue, but also we just blew up his statue while he was up on the scaffolding. How is he still standing? These are all mysteries that I don't have answers to. Alright. Here we go. And missiles. Ow! Pain and suffering as I've been set on fire. That was not very nice of you, game. No, ma'am, you may not try to strangle me. I don't appreciate being strangled. Ow! Scythe to the shoulder hurts a lot. Should be a giant spiky... As I was about to say, there's a giant spiky ball coming to hit me. Slowly... Oh, okay, thank you. You actually helped a ton. I'm gonna summon another one. And we're gonna start the lift. So, fun fact about the lift, it functions very much like it does in RE4 Original, which is, if enemies land on it, it stops. So we need to try to make sure that they don't land on it. So we're just gonna, you know, blow things up, cause some explosions. Mr. Torek from Borderlands would be very happy. Because did someone say explosions? Yes. Yes, I did. Alright. Oh, no, you don't. Luckily, you can shoot them while they're, like, mid-air, and it still counts as them dying and not landing on it, which is pretty nice. No, madam, you may not come aboard. And of course, our good friend Glory Ellis Plagasman is here. They're always here. Always causing mayhem. Because also, while they're chanting to get a Plagas head to go, it's affecting Leon. Because Leon is infected with the parasite as well. And high-pitched sounds seem to mess with him. We're almost through. Ow! Something shot me. It was not very nice. Alright. Alright, we made it. And it never stopped. Now, unfortunately, we can't go running at full speed because crudely made support beams. So we gotta walk, because if we run, we fall to our death. And I don't think we want to do that. I could be very wrong, though. There we go. And there's our boy Salazar. And there he goes. He came, he saw, he went. And then we have a very long elevator ride, so it's a perfect hydration spot.
I also just want to say that just watching these people get absolutely obliterated by this rocket launcher never gets old, and I've been chuckling the whole time. I'm having a great time.
Right? Who doesn't love being overpowered as all hell and blowing things up? And there's Krauser leaving with Ashley. Something that we also don't see in the original. We never see... Again, because we don't see Krauser till we're well on the island, so we never see him just taking Ashley. And in harder difficulties, there will actually be suits of armor trying to kill us. I believe it's hardcore and above that the suits of armor exist. Down here, and there we go. We have the boat. So Ada drives us to the island like she does in the original. And there we go. Again, game always asking if we want to save, and it's like, no, we don't. We really, really don't. Now we're on the island. Salazar's domain. Or not Salazar's domain, Sadler's domain, my apologies. Salazar is dead. He can't have a domain anymore. We just left his domain. Also, one thing that's not mentioned in the original is apparently this island has a mountain, and that's where we do the final boss fight, is atop that mountain. So this is a new thing that they've added from the original, is these auto turrets. They will kill you in one shot. Oops. So one of the annoying things that happens with this game, by the way, is if that goes off and you're on a ladder, it'll put you back at the bottom instead of if you're at the top. It'll just go, no. You get nothing and like it. Try again. And now we have the pig heads, which are the replacement for the JJs, which were the Gatling gun users in OG. Wow, why are they being so aggressive? I am just standing in fire right now. I've never had that happen before, where they're able to, like, throw that at me and cause me to just stand in fire for a while. It was not very nice, I will tell you. There we go. Nice and easy. In the original, you would have to deal with everybody and then twist these mirrors around. It's very slow and convoluted. You wouldn't have to murder everybody, I guess, but it would make it a lot easier because it does take some time to turn the mirrors. Whereas this, it's press a button and you're done. Also, I hope everybody's not super afraid because our good friends the Regenerators are coming back. There we go. Just wanted to take care of the rocket guy. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to let me go. It's all the same to you. Right. Here we go. We're gonna cut the wire. In the original, you couldn't cut the wires. You'd have to shoot them to get them to not explode on you for touching them. But in this game, we can cut them. Sir, can I introduce you, can I interest you in a rocket? Ow. Congratulations, you have a baseball bat, but I have a shotgun that cut you in half. Sorry to say. Alright. We found Ashley. In the original, he only finds Ashley on a monitor, whereas in this one he sees that. Don't worry, these two will despawn when I come back through, so they won't be here, so we can completely ignore them, which is just fantastic. We're just gonna ignore enemies because, you know, we have the need for speed. Of course, the fridge fire guy is back. The environment's not nearly as scary as it is in the original, unfortunately. Oh, but if you're looking for fear, oh my dear friends, have we got that for you? Wonder what that was. If only we knew. Pull the lever. Lever's going to be very important. And then we have the puzzles. Because we need to activate doors, you see. No, that was one too many. There you go. Connected. Turning. Level 1 key. Oh hey, it's the Regenerators. You know, those things that breathe heavily throughout the entire time and are very spooky and, you know, breathe heavily. Did I mention they breathe heavily and you can hear them and they take forever to kill, but we have an infinite rocket launcher, so it's just like pa-pow? Yeah, they're back. And they're scary as ever, and their counterparts, the Iron Maidens, also exist. Isn't that nice? Also, we have to go into the freezer. But guess what? Unlike the original, the freezer doesn't contain the infrared scope. The infrared scope's in a completely different area this time. Oh no, whatever will you do? Oh, that's right. They explode. And unfortunately, fast killing that regenerator doesn't make this go faster. The time is the same no matter what. So we're just sitting here waiting for the process to be completed. So we now have a level 2 card, but we need a level 3 card in order to go grab Ashley. If only I knew where to go to get the 3rd level key to be processed. Oh wait, there's a level 2 door right here. Sacre bleu, c'est impossible. Alright, here we go. And fire 1, fire 2, fire 3. Grab the wrench. The wrench is why we decided to murder them all. The treasures aren't that important. So there we go. Oh, I didn't overwrite the... Okay. Again, we still have to wait for it to go down. Oh, no, there was one left. There we go. And that's keycard number 3! Now it's time to go rescue Ashley, as the game says. So basically, this just loops it back around. Push open the door. And buttons. Ashley. And there we go. And as always, this is where Ashley starts to get some confidence. Again, Leon holding his spine because, you know, it is kind of heavy carrying a 20-year-old who's in a suit of armor. I imagine the suit of armor has to be at least 150 pounds on its own. I could be wrong about that. Again, ignoring the merchant. We may or may not see him in chapter 15. Also, welcome to chapter 14, by the way. Because that's where we are. Chapter 14. Running, dodging, ignoring. Unlock the door. Oh no, Ashley's being kidnapped. Oh no, Ashley's fine. Oh no, there's this guy who's about to try to throw an axe at me. Or you might say he was gonna axe me a question. Did you really believe that I wouldn't have some puns? Alright, and then we're going to go under here, and then we're going to wait for Ashley. Come on. There she is. And here's our first introduction to the Iron Maiden in the speed run.
なんとか昔の私なら泣いてた。平気。
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run past it like so. Then we're gonna shoot. Then we're gonna pull, because while it's transforming, my apologies, we have enough time to do this. And then we run past. Simple as that. And then we get Ashley to turn the things.
任せて。こういうの得意なの。
While the things are being turned, we just politely wait. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever. So people are chasing Ashley. There's an Iron Maiden sitting in there. We have to hurry if we don't want to deal with the Iron Maiden, that is. We have the means to deal with the Iron Maiden, but no, we don't want to do that. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. Hey, I said 3. Why aren't you pulling over? Thank you. Okay, seriously, what is going on with my controller? This is getting kind of ridiculous now. There we go. And the door is unlocked, and we continue on. We're going to ignore Ashley. Gonna blow up these guys because I can, but we're gonna ignore Ashley and keep going. We don't need to wait for her. We just need to run all the way to the wrecking ball here. She's going to pilot the wrecking ball. Where she has her wrecking ball license, I have no idea, but she seems to understand what she's doing. Those 3 gentlemen blow up the wall to make sure that the wrecking ball section only takes 1 swing. Or only needs 1 swing, my apologies. Go! Oh, no, he's still alive. You can also do this with grenades as well, so this is a thing that you can do on any percent. Alright. Oh, the lift. Did I take care of it? No, I didn't. He's right there. Stubborn one he was. There's Ashley. And then Ashley and Leon are gonna have a conversation.
そんな特技があるとはね。
Alright, now would be a good time for any plugs that need to be done.
Oh, I can do some plugs. Let's do this plug. Just want to let everyone know that we do have an incentive open for 50 cent, not the rapper, but the game, 50 cent. Blood on the Sand, pick their G-Unit Bay. We got Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, and DJ Woo Kid. DJ Woo Kid is in the lead currently, but if you want that to change, you can make that change with your donation, with !donate in the chat to support the charity to write love on our arms. I also just had a little question for you. How easy is it to just like run past the enemies? Because you make it look very easy, but I don't know if it is as easy as it looks.
It takes a little getting used to, and also you gotta know like sort of their swings and stuff. If I can use fighting game terminology, you kind of gotta know how to play footsies.
Ah, I see. Okay, because I was wondering, because sometimes you just walk past them and I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Usually if they're holding a weapon, they're easier. If they're no weapons, they will try to like run at you and grab you. or run at you and punch you.
Punch you or set you on fire.
Ow! Okay, that went badly. That went badly. Okay, there we go. He's out of my way. Ah, always the classic blow yourself up. Where am I? There I... No, wait, where am I? Excuse me? What's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay, I just got lost. Yay! Consider that a concussion because, you know, I blew myself up with a rocket launcher and it kind of threw me off for a second. Also, did you know, chat, that there was two 50-cent games? One is on the PS2, one is on the PS3 and 360. Apparently, they're really good. At least the second one. I don't know about the first one. I've never played either of them, but I've heard good things about the second one. Ah, I forgot to shoot a rocket at him, because that's how you would not get grabbed there, to shoot a rocket at him. Luckily, he kind of just goes away after, oh my god, Leon, please! This is gonna hurt. Did I mention that was gonna hurt? Because that was gonna hurt. I'm probably going to lose my armor, which means we'll be going back to the merchant in 15. Not 15 minutes, in chapter 15, haha. Chapter 14 is actually very close to ending because this is the boss fight for it. There we go. There we go. Again, rocketing the man gets him out of your way, and you're pretty okay after that. Ow. Can you please shoot him? That's why we use the Magnum. We were supposed to use the Magnum on Krauser, as well as the thing to get the first cannon up. That's why I carry the Killer 7 around. Krauser is transforming. Krauser has transformed. They've changed his transformation up because he gets a second arm. Fun fact about what I just did there. If you don't do that, you'll take damage. It's kind of the classic you both run, you sword clash kind of thing. But if you just try to run past, you'll still run past, but you'll get hit in the process. Alright, and here we go. The final battle between comrades begins. There is a way to hit him while he's jumping. I've only successfully done it once. And when I did it the first time, I was like, oh my god, that's possible. That is so cool. And I ended up clipping it when I did it. But here we go. The bridge has failed. And that's chapter 14. On to chapter 15, where we go get Ashley back. It is relatively short. There is the annoyance of Mike. Nobody likes Mike. Sorry, Mike, but nobody likes you. Nobody wanted you. You should have just stayed away. Also, your excuse of not having enough ammo when I do more work than you do is bullcrap. Can you tell I'm very angry at Mike? Alright, here we go. So in terms of worst characters in the game, it goes Lewis and then it goes Mike. The only reason Mike is a little bit less is because he's not in the game as long as Lewis. There we go. There's Mike. Also, I am listening to the classic soundtrack of the game, which is also available in the deluxe edition as well as a separate purchase. I've never heard the game in its intended remake soundtrack. I don't know what it is, but Resident Evil 2 Remake is also really bad with its original soundtrack. So I typically play the remakes with the OG soundtrack. There's just something off about the remake versions. I don't know what it is. It's unfortunate that they didn't allow that for the third game. Or for 3 Remake. The 3 Remake, I have to say, probably has the best soundtrack out of the remakes. Not that I had a choice, not that we have the choice to compare the two in-game, like we do with 2 and 4. So we're going to ignore all these guys. We're gonna let Mike take care of them. We're just gonna run past them all. I don't know if Mike can friendly fire. I know that he can hit you. That's... Oh yeah, that's a different thing that's changed. It's the collision. In the original, if you were climbing up and they jumped down, you'd still climb. Also, the AA gun is a new thing. Oh, is it still operational? Stop being operational, sir. Did I take care of Rocket Guy? I need to take care of Rocket Guy, because Rocket Guy can actually be a serious problem if you don't take him out. And that's Mike's finished contribution to the game. He's going to die after I get out of here, but his excuse is that he doesn't have the ammo. In the original, they don't give him an excuse, he just doesn't do it. They could have just said, hey, I don't feel comfortable shooting in here because I think I'm gonna hit you, because it's a very closed environment. But no, they went with the excuse that he has no ammo, which I don't believe for an instant. Sorry, I might be a little salty at Mike. Just a little. Alright, here we go. And... button. Believe it or not, it's not the pig man that's the danger there. It's the baseball bat guy that's the danger. The baseball guy is far more scary than the pig man. Pigman? Boarman? I mean, technically they're the same family of animals, so... Nah, Pigman sounds better. Alright. Now, one of the nice changes that I really like about Remake is the following. So, the nice thing is the fact that the Novistadors aren't exclusive to the castle. They make a return on the island. In the original, they are just in the castle. Once you pass the castle, they're done. In this one, they're here. They are even a contributing factor in the final boss fight. If you know, make the boss fight last a bit. And dive. And be very careful, Leon. We don't need to summon things. There are 2 regenerators here. One of them is an Iron Maiden. We want to avoid them at all cost. You know which ones they are because the body bags will move. There we go. Spin on through. Second to last merchant. Last shootout room though. Oh hey, he did end up grabbing me, but take a knife to the chin. See, his knife is so powerful, it even kills a Novistador in one shot. Sir, I'm gonna have to rocket launcher you before you can rocket launcher me. There we go. Ignore. destroy. Now, fun fact that I've learned, it's actually easier to ignore this guy than it is to fight him. Yeah, he's gonna grab me and try to choke me and whatnot, but we're gonna do that and be done with it. As they say in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, get on with it! Unfortunately, there are no killer rabbits in this game, so unfortunately, that's where the comparisons with Monty Python and the Holy Grail end. And of course, once we get to the door, they stop chasing me, and oh hey, it's Ashley. But unlike the original, where we can just go into the chair and we're all fine, no. Now we're really getting infected, so they went with the cinematic route of you're walking super slow and you're pretty much almost possessed at this point. So here we go. Moving ever so slowly. There we go. Turning. And now we have a scene out of Mortal Kombat happening with all these hooded figures. You know, they remind you of the monks of Outworld standing there at the portal to Earthrealm. See, this game references so many things without any intention. This would actually be a perfect time for any more plugs.
Can do some more plugs. Just want everyone to know, after this run, we have Resident Evil Code Veronica X coming up. And then, also, again, get some donations to write love on her arms. I'm gonna say it correctly one time, I swear. But again, to write love on her arms is a non-profit dedicated to preserving hope and finding basically hope for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. And so, if you want to help those things, be sure to donate today. Or tomorrow. During the marathon, I guess, technically.
That's the end of Chapter 15. It's now time for the final chapter, and probably the most hilarious final boss fight in the series. You will see why it is the most hilarious boss fight in the series. Let me tell you. There we go. Like I said, Ashley really gets her confidence once we get her back in Chapter 13. Like she was saying on the elevator ride, we should become a duo. Secret agents saving the world. We actually never know what happens to Ashley after this game, because she doesn't appear in 6, and it's a new president in Resident Evil 6 as well. So, legitimately, no one knows what happens to Ashley. Maybe they might make reference to it in another remake or so, because for those that don't know the timeline, in addition to this game taking place in 2009, or in 2005, Resident Evil Revelations 1 takes place in 2005, Resident Evil 5 takes place in 2009, Resident Evil 6 takes place in 2012 and 2013, Revelations 2 takes place in 2012. Here's that funny boss fight, by the way. Oh no, the rocket didn't work. Oh wait, he just had a delayed reaction. Resident Evil 7 takes place in 2017. Resident Evil 8 takes place in 2020. And, yeah, so, you know, maybe in Resident Evil 5 we'll learn what happens with Ashley. Or maybe we still won't know what happens when they decide to remake that game, because they kind of set up for that remake at some point. I just hope to God that it's not co-op, or if the co-op does exist, when you're playing single player, there's not a co-op AI partner. Oh, that's the worst experience about 5, is that AI co-op partner. Alright, there we go. We've got the timer. Dodge that guy.
襲ってこないね。どうなってるの？
But Resident Evil 5 is a fantastic two-player experience. I really recommend finding a friend to play with when doing that game. 6, on the other hand, did the co-op AI thing way better in my opinion. That's just like my opinion. Alright, here we go. We've got to go fast. Do you like thrill rides, chat? Because it's time for thrill ride number 3. Let's go. Fun fact, there is a trophy if you get through this without taking any damage. I've only been able to successfully do it in my first playthrough. Every playthrough after that, I take damage somehow, and I'm like, darn it. Also, did you know you can do cool tricks while escaping? Yes, indeed. Oh god, please don't get hit. Please don't get hit. Thank you. There we go. Excellent. And more tricks. Also, I like that the game gives you 1,000 pesetas every time you do a trick. It's a really weird thing, because, like, why are you getting pesetas at the end of the game when the merchant doesn't exist? Again, rocks everywhere. And flip. Oh god, please. Ow. And it is time. The run is complete. There's no more exploding of enemies. There we go. Final time, 1:55:04 IGT. Ignore the fact that that says 18 playthroughs. So much more has happened. But yes, thank you for having me. You can find me on twitch.tv/abbiescorner. I also host a podcast called Speedrunners and Coffee, which can be found on various platforms, including YouTube. Just search Speedrunners and Coffee, or follow the Twitter link at Speedrun and Coffee. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Abby_Brander and on co-host at Abby's Corner. This has been Resident Evil 4, but don't go anywhere because we have Resident Evil Code Veronica X, which is supposedly the hardest Resident Evil to speedrun, or so I've been told.
In a way. I mean, I think what we learned here today is that sometimes you can win Jumanji by accident, and that is what happened to me.